Okay, so after applying foundation, I use Brule by MAC and a fluffy brush to apply all over the lid. I've already used eyeshadow primer Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This just makes it nice and even and gets rid of any stickiness or any of that kind of stuff. Now I am using Phresh Out by Rihanna, using that taupey kind of shade in a MAC 217 brush. Gonna go into the lower crease to kind of carve out a nice contouring shape to the eye. Make sure you just basically blend backwards and forwards in windshield wiper motions, checking now and then that everything is nice and in place. So there you go, you see, just placing it into the crease and then dragging it backwards and forwards from the corner to about 3/4 of the way in, so that it gives a nice gradiated effect, as well as just blending as you go along. Blend as much as you need to. Then going for the middle color, which is a nice goldy shade, and a flat shader brush by MAC. Go all over the middle half of the lid. Now I do use both shimmery colors, and in the end, because these colors are very shimmery and don't have a lot of color payoff, they ended up looking kind of the same. So you can choose to use one cold color. See, now I'm using the gold, more goldy one. The other one's more of a pinky gold, and then using the same brush to basically pack it on the outside of the lid. But as I said, the end look kind of resulted in them both meshing together and looking the same almost. It gives a really nice shimmery finish. However, if you don't have these colors, obviously you can get your own similar ones. Just using a Sigma large powder F30 brush to brush off any residue, using the 217 with nothing on it to blend it all nicely. Now using the dark color and a smaller brush, which I will list below, start carving out the corner of the crease. This is basically just going to define the lid more, adding more definition, more depth. So just blend backwards and forwards until you are happy with the amount that you have placed on there. Then using the same 217 brush, blending it into the other color so that there are no harsh lines whatsoever. Again, just starting on the outside and doing like a V shape into the outside of the crease. Making loads of creepy, weird looking faces as always, which we are happy. Thumbs up, yay, for creepy faces. Blending backwards and forwards again with a 217 brush. And then just checking to make sure that everything is in place, everything looks the same on both sides. And just keep going backwards and forwards until you are happy with how it looks. Now using the top shimmery shade and a short shader brush to apply it as a highlight under the brows. As these are Veluxe Pearlfusion shadows, they are all very shimmery but not heavily pigmented, so there's no way you can kind of go overboard. Use the same 217 brush, blend so the highlight is blended in. Now using Blacktrack Fluidline by MAC and a eyeliner brush by Sigma, just drawing in my eyeliner, which as always I love to have it thick and black and winged out as much as possible, because that's just how I love to do it. Just follow the natural shape of your eye as I do, and then just go backwards and forwards until you are happy with the look. I am by no means an expert when it comes to both eyebrows and eyeliners. One always looks better than the other, but hey ho, only I kind of noticed that, because obviously you are your own worst critic. So just applying it to both. So now using the Sleek Brow Kit in Extra Dark, I just used the powder and not the wax because I don't like super heavily defined, freaky, creepy looking eyes. And just an angled brush by MAC, again I'll list it below which one it is. Just basically neatening up my eyebrows. They are freshly threaded, so they are pretty neat as it is, but as you can see the difference between 1 and 2, you know, you get powder on it, foundation on it, so this just kind of sorts out any gaps, any messes, just keeps them looking really nice, sweet and neat really. Just using a brow spoolie to then comb them through, make sure everything is neat, nothing is clumpy, lumpy. Then using a Urban Decay Glide On eye pencil in Stash, which is like an olive green colour, to place under the lash line to give again more definition to the eyes. and it just looks really nice with the overall look. Then using a black eyeliner, which is a MAC Feline Kohl Power pencil on the waterline. Then again with a tiny little pencil brush, using the shade I used as a highlighter on the inner corner of my eye where the tear duct area is, to brighten up the eyes. Then using your mascara of choice, mine is a L'Oreal one, which I shall list below. Whack it on as much as you can, top lashes, bottom lashes. Doing the bottom lashes basically opens up the eye to make it look really nice and doll-like. Now using Shadester, which is a contour blush from MAC Pro, and a MAC 165 contouring brush, to make the funny sucky face that you make, to bring out your cheekbones and apply it right underneath your cheekbones to define the face. Bring it up around the hairline as well, and make funny faces. Then using Rihanna's bronzing powder, which is called Love Rihanna, just place it onto the apples of your cheeks, drag it backwards slightly. So this is quite a bronzed look, as you can tell, but it goes really nicely with the eyes, which is obviously part of the same collection. A little bit on the nose, on the forehead, on the chin, to tie it all nicely together, and then have a little look. Nice, nice, nice. Keep going backwards and forwards till you're happy. This is a highlighter called Sunbeam by Topshop. Just placing it above the cheekbones and a little bit onto the nose, the natural places where the sun would hit and illuminate your face. I love, love, love this. And then just using any kind of blush or brush to just tie it all in together. Then blotting off my lip balm so that I can apply NYX's lip liner in Bloom, which is a really nice fuchsia color. So just line all the way around. Don't have to go outside, don't have to make them smaller. Well, actually it depends on the size of your lips. Mine are quite generous, so I always tend to stay within the lines so that I don't look like a freak. And then the piece de resistance of my collection is the Pleasure Bomb matte lipstick, which is a bright matte fuchsia. If you've got Girl About Town by MAC, that will also work well. So just apply that all over, smushing your lips together as you go along to make sure that it's nice and even. And then voila, here is the finished look, complete with a towel upon head. Thumbs up for towel on head. So yes, this is how it all looks with the entire Rihanna collection that I purchased a few days ago.